Hey, so what's up with that Eurovision, man?
Eurovision is banging. You probably don't know what Eurovision is because you
No,
come
I
from.
only heard about it from you. I mean, I'm sure I'd heard of it before, but I just never had. I have no recollection of hearing it. So if someone had said Eurovision at any point in the past, I had no clue what they were talking about, and I didn't care. And so I do not recall hearing about Eurovision until you said something about Eurovision.
Oh yeah, Eurovision is for those uncivilized Americans who are not familiar with European things. So in Europe, there is a music contest that takes place every year. It has been going on for like 70 years or so, which is like it kind of brings European people together. Some people care less about it than others, but it's a music contest where different countries take part, and then the winner is decided by popular vote and by jury votes. And this Eurovision 2024 was especially controversial and got the world's attention because Israel is participating with a song that is.
Hey, was that your girl? Was that your girl being arrested up above that?
Yes, Greta Thunberg was arrested earlier today.
Oh, I'm gonna cry for hours.
She was also outside. I'm not entirely sure what happened actually, but she was at the Eurovision protesting outside because Israel is participating, and they were like, "Oh no, Israel should not participate. Israel should get out of the Eurovision." And
hey, quick question. Discussions of like the war aside, why is Israel in Eurovision? Like, what are the actual borders of the contest? Because it's obviously not just like Europe proper.
Yeah, so I think they decided at some point that participating countries was first only restricted to the European continent, but then they started expanding countries that are part of European culture, which goes outside of Europe. Australia also started participating, but they also opened up participation invitations for other countries that are neighboring Europe. Of course, people are now complaining about Israel. Israel is not European. Why are they?
So is that like are there like Northern African countries in there or?
Yes. Well, they're not participating, although they have invitations. They have the possibilities to participate, but they have never participated.
Yeah, I always think it's interesting if a Muslim country is participating in like music contests.
Yeah, I think that's why actually these countries have never really heeded the invitations. Actually, so I'm finding out right now that Morocco, for example, did participate.
Interesting.
2008, they did. No, 1980 they did participate, or appeared once. Other countries were here. Turkey has been protesting the Eurovision for 10 years now. Because they're like, we don't win because it's biased, because political. Honestly, I usually think that Turkey is very stupid, but on this one, they are actually right. Because there is a professional jury vote that just messes everything up and totally derails it. That's also what happened today, by the way. So Israel was very controversial. Here are the final results. You can see here on the final results that Israel came in 5th by total vote, which is very interesting. But the thing is, before the total vote, only by jury votes, they came in like 12th or something because the juries were hesitant to vote for Israel. But
what's the jury? Like judges, like a panel of judges or something?
They're judges by country. Every participating country has judges, like a jury that do supposedly professional jury voting, but they're obviously politically biased, and there was like a very clear bias against Israel.
You can see here. Okay, so you're saying that you have this jury. So these are like people who are selected to decide and vote, but then you have the audience, just people who are watching. They get to vote as well, and you're saying that the audience voted one way, and that the jury voted a different way. And that it's clear that but you know what that just reminded? It reminded me of like Rotten Tomatoes, when you'll see a movie that's like 98% approved by critics and like 30% approved by people who watch it, and it's clearly like there's something else going on. or when it's flipped and it's like approved by, it's got like a 20% Rotten Tomato score from the critics, but like 98% viewers, and it's like, okay, someone's bringing some ideological issues into this in their decisions.
Precisely. Like here is how it looked. So results after national juries voted is here. You can see Israel is on 12 with only 52 votes.
And keep in mind 12th still looks good, but if you look at the number of actual votes, there's a massive difference between like 52 and like 365 or 200 or 210, stuff like that.
And then what's amazing is like the jury votes are over. Israel is very low, and then it comes to okay, now we are going to get to the popular vote, to the audience votes, and then suddenly Israel receives a boost of like 323 points, comes number 2 by audience votes, and is then catapulted to the top for a moment, and eventually reaches number 5. But it's very clear, like Israel is heavily popular among the people, among the actual people who are watching and who are voting. But of course the elite, the whole those who pretend to be leading the culture and all that, the voter, the jury, and some of the artists, those in charge of the media and all that, they wanted to vote lower. This kind of also really blows or gives a blow to the narrative that Israel is kind of, rigging, or the Jews are controlling and rigging these big organizations and all that, because the opposite happened here. The professional juries voted Israel very low, while the popular actual people voted Israel very high.
The people who can be bought and sold and pressured and bribed, they voted against Israel, which means that whoever's pulling the strings is not pulling the strings in favor of Israel. Whereas average viewers who are sitting at home, they're not being paid by anyone. They're saying, Israel.
Yes,
it reminds me of like when people in the U.S. were you brought up polls showing what people in the U.S. think about Israel, and the most people support Israel. Whereas if you just paid attention to the news and the protests and so on, you'd think that the entire world just hates them and condemns them. And if you just paid attention, you would think like 90% of the world's population hates and wants to see Israel wiped out and so on. And it's just not like that.
But this is just a very clear demonstration of how social media and the stuff that you see of people hating Israel and all that is not a real representation of how the average people actually think and feel. And I said this before. That just brought to my mind what I tweeted a few days ago, where I said, don't be fooled by social media. The average person in the West feels disgusted by Islamists. Those who support Islamists are certain immigrant groups, some college students, and other uninformed young people. They are loud and annoying, but they don't represent the people. And this is just kind of a confirmation of that. The average population supports Israel. People don't like the other side. They don't feel like, Israel is doing wrong things. Israel needs to be punished for this. Israel shouldn't be here. Boo. No, the people love Israel. The people love Israel. Europe loves Israel. This was a big FU to all those people who go around and say, look, Israel is losing the popular vote, the popular opinion. Anyway, that's what happened. And people in this audience, they were booing Israel out or something. Let's see. Actually, the person filming this is booing, and some people around them, but it does look like lots of people in there are booing.
So it seemed like a mix.
Yes. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, good comment there.
Which one?
From you.
Oh, from me. Oh, yeah. If Hamas were given control over Eurovision 2024, they would massacre the singers, organizers, and the audience.
That's true. That's what they do.
That's what they do. Everyone knows it's true.